Welcome to the world where power isn't just political. It's gold-plated, diamond-encrusted, and hidden behind layers of secrecy. Vladimir Putin isn't just Russia's president. He may be the richest man in the world. From billion-dollar palaces to flying fortresses and floating palaces, today we dive into the most expensive thing he owns. And trust us, it's more than just money. Subscribe now and prepare to step into a world few have ever seen. The power of dressing like a billionaire. Vladimir Putin doesn't just govern a superpower, he dresses like one. His wardrobe, valued at over $110,000, is a curated arsenal of dominance and image control. Each outfit isn't merely clothing, it's calculated messaging. Whether he's attending a global summit or photographed walking into a marble-laced Kremlin hallway, the Russian president's wardrobe projects authority down to the last stitch. Start with the suits. These aren't off-the-rack garments. Putin favors bespoke Italian tailoring from brands like Brioni and Chiton, with each piece reportedly costing $7,000 to $10,000. The craftsmanship is impeccable. Fine wool blends, hand-stitched lapels, and silhouettes sculpted to command presence. Even the selection of colors, navy, charcoal, and steel gray, are no accident. They're the shades of legacy, control, and calculated neutrality. But it doesn't stop at formal wear. Putin's casual attire is equally high scent. His gym wear, including limited edition Loro Piana tracksuits and $3,200 zip-up jackets, could pay the monthly salaries of several Russian civil servants. Each public appearance in these luxury sports outfits reinforces his narrative of vitality, strength, and timeless leadership. A former KGB agent who hasn't aged, only evolved. Accessories complete the power aesthetic. His collection of high-scenty leather shoes, crafted by elite European cobblers, add another layer of refinement. And whether he's inspecting a military base or posing beside a Siberian lake, everything he wears is made to look effortless, but it's anything but casual. It's part of a strategy, because in Putin's world, optics are power. The wardrobe isn't just luxury, it's leverage. It fuels an image of untouchability, the kind that only a few world leaders possess. It also widens the gap between the man and the nation, quietly reminding viewers, domestic and global alike, that Putin operates in a world far beyond the reach of ordinary citizens. What do you think? Can clothing alone project power, or is this just another symbol of excess? Let us know in the comments. The $1.7 million armored beast, Urus Senat. Vladimir Putin doesn't settle for ordinary transport. When the Russian president moves through Moscow streets or across red carpets abroad, he rides in the Urus Senat, a $1.7 million marvel of engineering that blurs the line between limousine and military fortress. Designed and built entirely in Russia, the Urus Senat reflects more than luxury. It's a rolling message of sovereignty and self-reliance. Equipped with VR-10 level armor, the highest protection standard available for civilian vehicles, the Senat is capable of withstanding armor-piercing rounds and explosive devices. Its bulletproof glass is nearly 3 inches thick. The bodywork, reinforced with composite and steel layers, is designed to absorb the shock of direct attacks. But this isn't just about defense. Inside, the Senat rivals any 5-star hotel suite. The interior is appointed with hand-stitched leather, polished walnut trim, and cutting-edge infotainment systems, blending presidential elegance with modern tech. The limousine's hybrid powertrain pairs a 4.4-liter V8 engine with an electric motor, delivering both raw torque and silent acceleration, ideal for quick getaways or discreet arrivals. And beneath its luxury finish lies a reinforced chassis designed to withstand landmine blasts, underscoring the constant security calculus that defines Putin's every move. More than a car, the Urus Senat is a symbol. It represents a new era of Russian luxury technology, tailored exclusively for the elite. Commissioned by the Kremlin, it also serves as a geopolitical statement, a rival to the Cadillac One of US presidents and a departure from Putin's previous use of German-made Mercedes limousines. Every time the Urus glides down a runway or halts outside a summit, it silently declares that Russia no longer needs foreign engineering to showcase prestige, security, and power. This is Russian luxury, reimagined for a world leader who insists on absolute control, down to the steel beneath his feet. Helicopters and jets, security in the skies. When Vladimir Putin takes to the skies, it's not aboard an ordinary aircraft. It's inside a fortress built for a head of state, constantly under watch. From the roar of his Mi-8 helicopter to the silent command flowing through his $500 million Ilyushin I-96-300 PU, every detail in the Russian leader's air travel speaks to power, paranoia, and prestige. Let's begin with the Mi-8. A $30 million presidential helicopter retrofitted with military-grade armor and equipped for the realities of modern warfare. While it may resemble civilian aviation from the outside, the interior tells a different story. Bulletproof plating wraps the fuselage. Infrared countermeasure systems confuse heat-seeking missiles. Signal jammers scramble enemy drones. And the cabin? Plush leather seating, satellite communications, and a secure environment that doubles as a mobile briefing room. For short-range travel across the Kremlin, Siberia, or even near conflict zones, the Mi-8 is Putin's airborne shield. But the true centerpiece of his aerial empire is Putin Force One, a modified Ilyushin Il-96 that blends opulence with command center technology. Officially valued at around $500 million, 0 cents dollar, this aircraft is more than just a flying hotel. It is Russia's airborne Kremlin. From the outside, it retains the traditional silhouette of a long-haul airliner, but once you step inside, the tone changes drastically. The presidential suite is lined with white leather, gilded moldings and gold fixtures, including a now infamous gold-plated toilet. A private conference room allows for live briefings in the sky. A secure communication system, likely encrypted at the highest military level, ensures he remains connected to Russia's defense apparatus even during emergencies. Beneath the surface, the Il-96-300 PU is built like a warplane. Reinforced with an advanced anti-missile system, radar-absorbent materials and electronic countermeasure technologies, this aircraft can dodge, deceive and defend. The jet is rumored to carry jamming technology capable of blacking out enemy radars and cruise missile guidance systems, turning it into a ghost in the skies. In moments of international tension or potential assassination threats, Putin doesn't just fly, he commands. These aircraft aren't just tools of transport, they are tools of survival. And in Putin's world, survival isn't just a necessity, it's a performance of dominance. The skies belong to those who can afford to own them and defend them. The $100 million superyacht Katka. Far from the Kremlin's stone walls and the snow-covered corridors of Moscow, Vladimir Putin escapes into a world of polished teak decks, gold-plated ceilings and panoramic ocean views. This is Katka, a $100 million superyacht that doesn't just sail, it dominates the sea. Katka is more than a vessel. It's a statement of supremacy, a floating symbol of Russian wealth, state secrecy, and presidential indulgence. Spanning over 270 feet, this maritime fortress is shrouded in silence, but what little is known paints a picture of extreme opulence and next-level protection. According to insiders and leaked documents, the yacht's interiors rival the grandest palaces. Gilded moldings, Italian marble floors, crystal chandeliers, velvet drapes, and private lounges furnished in rare European wood and animal skin upholstery. The main salon alone is rumored to feature a custom dance floor that hydraulically transforms into a swimming pool, an indulgent blend of leisure and spectacle. Katka's spa deck includes a Turkish hammam, a saltwater therapy pool, and a beauty suite reserved for VIP guests. For moments of relaxation, there's a cinema room, a cigar lounge, and several dining halls that host dinners with billionaires and oligarchs under the stars. But beneath the luxury lies the paranoia. Katka is outfitted with naval-grade security systems, including encrypted communications, satellite surveillance, underwater detection radar, and its own private armed escort when needed. Multiple escape pods are hidden discreetly within the structure, designed to launch instantly in case of threats, allowing Putin and his inner circle to vanish into the sea in seconds. Even the yacht's operations reflect strategic planning. Crew members are hand-selected from elite military backgrounds and bound by lifetime non-disclosure agreements. It's not a vacation boat. It's a mobile safe house, intelligence base, and entertainment complex rolled into one. What's even more curious is how Katka is managed. The yacht is not directly listed under Putin's name, but traced through a tangled web of offshore shell companies and trusted associates. Standard practice in Putin's world of concealed wealth. Every piece of this vessel is cloaked in plausible deniability. If you had access to a floating palace like Katka, what would be your first luxury upgrade? Let us know in the comments. Would you go for a rooftop helipad or a gold-plated pool? The $1 billion Black Sea Palace. Perched on a cliffside overlooking the glistening waters of the Black Sea stands what many call the most scandalous residence in Russia. A palace so vast, so opulent, it eclipses any presidential estate on Earth. Known publicly as Putin's Palace, this $1 billion megastructure spans over 190,000 square feet and is hidden behind layers of high-security fencing, airspace restrictions, and state-level denial. Officially, it doesn't belong to Vladimir Putin, but multiple investigations, including drone footage, whistleblower leaks, and financial trails, point to a fortress of decadence built for the exclusive use of Russia's most powerful man. Step inside, and the architecture rivals royal palaces. Grand staircases with Italian marble, gold-leaf ceilings modeled after 18th century imperial design. A private theater, perfectly tuned for acoustic performance. Chandeliers imported from Austria, Persian carpets, French furniture. Even the toilet brushes reportedly cost over $800 each. A detail that underscores just how disconnected this estate is from the everyday Russian citizen. But the extravagance doesn't end with decoration. The palace boasts a full-service casino, complete with blackjack tables, private vaults, and VIP rooms. Hidden below are underground bunkers, allegedly designed to withstand chemical, biological, or military assault. The master bedroom alone spans nearly 3,200 square feet, outfitted with bulletproof windows, reinforced doors, and panoramic views of the sea. Then there's the infamous hookah lounge, a space described in leaked plans as a relaxation chamber equipped with a pole dancing stage, velvet walls, and mirrored ceilings. Though Kremlin officials have denied these reports, satellite imagery and construction invoices suggest otherwise. The estate is so vast it requires its own vineyard, tea house, and helipad, along with a staff village to house over 100 employees. Every inch of the property screams one thing: power consolidated, luxury enforced. The financing of this colossal estate is as opaque as the Black Sea fog. Funneled through shell corporations and loyal proxies, its funding reportedly stems from oligarch-backed firms with ties to state contracts and offshore banking networks. In a country where pensions are modest and regional hospitals struggle for funding, the palace stands as a contradiction in stone. It reflects not just wealth, but an entire system built on concealment, loyalty, and control. To critics, the Black Sea Palace is the ultimate metaphor for modern autocracy, beautiful, impenetrable, and endlessly expensive, not just to build, but to hide. A hidden art empire. Behind gilded doors and tightly guarded vaults, Vladimir Putin is said to oversee one of the most mysterious private art collections in the world, a rumored $2 billion empire of canvases and sculpture. But unlike public museum curators or oligarch collectors flaunting their tastes at auctions, Putin's approach is rooted in secrecy, symbolism, and silent power. According to multiple intelligence leaks and investigative reports, the collection includes paintings attributed to Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Rembrandt. While many experts challenge the authenticity of these works, that doesn't seem to matter. In Putin's world, perception outweighs provenance. The mere suggestion that he owns Renaissance masterpieces elevates his global image, crafting the illusion of a modern-day czar surrounded by treasures once reserved for emperors. These pieces, if genuine, are worth tens or even hundreds of millions individually, but beyond monetary value, they serve a cultural and psychological function. In authoritarian regimes, art isn't just decoration, it's propaganda. Hanging a Da Vinci above a private fireplace isn't a gesture of taste, it's a declaration of dominion over heritage itself. Storage locations are closely guarded secrets. Some reports suggest they're housed within Putin's Black Sea Palace, while others point to underground bunkers and private residences in Moscow and Sochi. Specialized climate-controlled vaults and private curators maintain the collection, ensuring the pieces remain pristine, hidden from public view, but always ready to impress the right guest behind closed doors. The funding of such a collection, like many aspects of Putin's empire, is opaque. Experts believe it's orchestrated through offshore holding companies, trusts, and a network of oligarch allies who purchase, transport, and conceal these works on his behalf. This web of intermediaries creates legal distance while preserving complete control. What makes this art empire especially intriguing isn't just its value, but its purpose. These works operate as soft power tools. If displayed to elite diplomats or offered in negotiation contexts, they project cultural superiority. At a time when Russia faces international sanctions and growing scrutiny, the existence of a secret trove of Renaissance treasures seems surreal. Yet it's entirely consistent with Putin's operating style: conceal what's real, amplify what's symbolic, and always maintain the upper hand. Economically, politically, in Putin's world, art isn't just owned, it's weaponized. Gazprom, Rosneft, and the $200 billion throne. When it comes to wealth, Vladimir Putin doesn't need golden thrones or diamond crowns. His true seat of power lies in something far more potent: control over Russia's energy empires. Through discreet proxies and loyal oligarchs, Putin is believed to hold hidden stakes in Gazprom, Rosneft, and other state-backed conglomerates, an invisible fortune conservatively estimated at $200 billion. These aren't just profitable companies. They're the arteries of the global energy market. Gazprom controls nearly 20% of the world's natural gas reserves, supplying entire regions of Europe. Rosneft, meanwhile, operates as one of the largest publicly traded oil companies in the world. But his wealth here is not declared on tax forms or published in Forbes. It's held through labyrinthine offshore accounts, shadow trusts, and shell companies linked to friends, family, and hand-picked billionaires. It's a fortress of anonymity, carefully engineered to bypass sanctions and international scrutiny, while still ensuring that Putin retains the lion's share of profits and influence. These financial holdings are more than a source of passive income. They are a geopolitical weapon. When Europe faced an energy crisis after cutting dependence on Russian gas, it was a reminder of just how deeply entrenched Putin's influence remains. What sets this fortune apart isn't its size, but its strategic utility. While tech billionaires ride market trends, Putin's energy portfolio thrives on necessity. As long as the world runs on oil and gas, his throne remains unshaken. Prices fluctuate, sanctions shift, but demand never dies. And every barrel pumped, every cubic meter exported, reinforces the foundation of his wealth and command. Energy markets are global, volatile, and deeply political. Putin has weaponized this volatility with chilling precision. By tying economic output to political leverage, he transforms Gazprom and Rosneft into more than corporations. They become instruments of control, both at home and abroad. In the world of ultra-wealth, few assets grant both money and manipulation. Putin's grip on Russia's energy giants does both. It's not just a fortune, it's the infrastructure of an empire. Silent, systemic, and nearly untouchable. A fortress built on secrecy. Not all fortunes are measured in gold bars and stock portfolios. Vladimir Putin's empire isn't just built on visible assets. It's constructed through a sophisticated web of secrecy. From the outside, the public sees palaces, superyachts, rare watches, and armored limousines. But beneath the surface lies something far more powerful, an invisible machinery of wealth and control that stretches across continents. At the heart of this fortress is an intricate network of shell companies, offshore accounts, and loyal oligarchs who act as custodians of his true net worth. These proxies, often billionaires in their own right, are not merely allies, they are strategically placed operatives within sectors like banking, construction, telecom, and especially energy. In exchange for their loyalty and silence, they gain influence. In return, Putin gains plausible deniability and control without direct accountability. This design allows him to move money across borders, purchase assets under aliases, and insulate himself from sanctions or legal exposure. Lavish estates in Monaco, vineyards in Tuscany, hidden art in Swiss vaults. These are not fantasies, but assets quietly attributed to those in his inner circle. It's a model of power replication borrowed from organized crime and perfected by political elites. Unlike the public-facing wealth of Western billionaires, Putin's fortune operates in the shadows. It's not about public valuation, it's about control without traceability. This obscurity not only frustrates investigators, it strengthens the mythos of Putin as a leader who owns everything, yet officially possesses nothing. But the real brilliance lies in how this secretive system sustains influence. Every oligarch who benefits from his favor becomes dependent. Every asset hidden becomes a liability for someone else to protect. It's wealth as leverage, not lifestyle. And it creates a fortress, not of walls, but of silence. In this structure, fear is currency. Exposure means exile or worse. Loyalty means continued access to untouchable riches. The stakes are geopolitical, not financial. As the West focuses on sanctions and asset freezes, the real empire remains unshaken. Because it was never meant to be seen in the first place. It was built to withstand pressure, evade transparency, and outlast politics. And that leaves one chilling question. If the world only sees the gold-plated surface, what truly lies beneath? What do you think? Is secrecy Putin's greatest weapon? Drop your thoughts below. So what is the most expensive thing Vladimir Putin owns? It's not the palace, not the plane, not the yacht. It's power. Bought with energy, secured by force, and displayed through opulence. His empire isn't just measured in billions, it's measured in influence. And behind every golden toilet and armored limo lies a strategy. One that's kept him untouchable for over 2 decades. What do you think is his most powerful asset? Money, military? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, in Putin's world, wealth isn't just about living large, it's about ruling from the shadows.